Hi children, good morning. Today we are going to learn the chapter number 11, that is our food. What is that children? Our food. In that three parts are there. The first part is producing food. So in this class we are going to learn the first part, that is producing food. So before going to start the lesson, I will ask one question children. That is, had your breakfast children? Yes or no? Okay. So in again one more question. How many of you ate idli? Raise your hands. Good. How many of you ate bread? Nobody? Okay. How many of you ate rice? Some people or some children ate rice in the morning also. How many of you ate dosa? How many of you ate chapati? Puri? Okay. And how many of you didn't have breakfast? See children, you should have breakfast. The meaning of breakfast is breaking the fasting. So last night you had your dinner now and you slept for some time like 7 hours or 8 hours and your stomach would be empty. So what you have to do? You have to break that fasting. So that is called as breakfast. So not all the children will have same breakfast. Some children ate idli, some children ate dosa, some children ate puri, some children ate vada, and some how many of you drank milk children? Okay. So whatever you take, so that is called as food. That is called as food. And how many of you have lunch boxes in your bag? Okay. So for every 4 hours or 5 hours, you are taking the food. And by 1 o'clock, you will be having your lunch or 12:30. And after that, once you leave the school, when you reach your home, you will be having your snacks. And finally, you will be having your dinner around 9 p.m. Yes or no? Right. So, morning to evening, breakfast, lunch, snacks and dinner. So, you are filling your stomach. My question is, some people ate idli, some people ate dosa, some people ate chapati, some people ate bread. So, this is called as food. My question is, where you will get the food? Don't tell the silly answers like, sir, from my kitchen I got the food, from supermarket I got the food, not like that. Okay, you will be getting your food from the supermarket or any Kirana and general stores, okay, or any rice store. But I'm not asking about the store or any supermarket. And my question is, okay, if your answer is supermarket or Kirana and general stores, then from where did they get? Where did they get? They will be getting from the different areas where the farmers will grow this food. Children, when you will go to your village for the next time during summer vacation or any vacation, you just go and visit any field children. Okay, that field might be a paddy field or a jowar field or sugarcane field or any field children, and see how the farmers are raising the crops. So what are crops? So these vegetables or the rice or wheat. Okay, so this is the food material. So growing of this food material is nothing but a crop. So it might be a rice crop which is called as paddy or wheat or maize or jowar, etc. So there are different steps in growing the food. Simply we will eat the food by cooking, but the raw material preparation, the raw material means, so before cooking you just open the rice bag, so that is called as the rice. Okay, but for that the farmer will struggle so much children. Okay, so there are different steps in raising the crop. Now in this lesson we are going to learn few things. So let's go for the facts. Let's learn about. Take page number 73. So in this lesson we are going to learn, first one is growing crops. First one is growing crops. So just now I told you that about the crops. So the farmer has to grow the crop. Second one, steps in farming. So children, you know that India is an industrial country or agricultural country? Yes, agricultural country. India is an agricultural country. So here farming is also an occupation for so many people, but not in cities. In cities also the farming will be there, but very less. But if you go to your villages, you can see so many farmers raising different types of crops. Second one is subsistence. Third one is subsistence. What is this, children? Subsistence farming. Subsistence farming. And fourth one. What is this? Fourth one. Problems faced by small farmers. Problems faced by small farmers. Problems faced by small farmers. So there are two types of farmers. One is small farmers. Second one is large farmers. And next one is new techniques of cultivation. New techniques. What is this, children? Techniques. New techniques of cultivation. New techniques of cultivation. So doing the agriculture or raising the crop is called as cultivation. And next, last one is growing population. Growing population. So you know that India is standing in second place in terms of population after which country? China. So growing population and over usage of land. Over usage of land. So we are or over use of land. You can write anything, over use of land or over usage of land. So here you know that nowadays the agricultural fields are converting into the buildings, apartments. Why they are converting into building and apartment means so much of population is there and everyone is looking for the rent, okay, or they are selling their flats so that they will get the money. Then what about the agriculture? So this is because of growing of the population. So once again I repeat here, in this lesson these are the highlighted things we are going to learn. First one is growing crops. Second one is steps in farming. Third one is subsistence farming. Fourth one, problems faced by small farmers. And fifth one, new techniques of cultivation. And last one is growing population and over use of land. So next one, you have the conversation between the two girls, Mihika and Radhika. See the page number 73. Now Radhika is asking Mihika, can you tell me who grows food for us? Leave that, Mihika. You tell me, children, who grows food for us? Yes, of course, farmers. So the same answer is given by Mihika. Yes, Radhika. The farmers work hard. Just now I told you that they will struggle hard. Okay, they will do hard work. The farmers work hard to grow food for us. So who will grow food for us? Farmers. Okay. So here farmers are the people. Okay. So they will grow food for us. We all need food to live. So we know that we need energy to work. Then where do we get the energy? The energy we will get from the food we eat. Yes or no, children? If you won't eat food, if you will skip the food in the afternoon, you won't focus in writing and studying. Yes or no? You feel tired and you will sleep. And if you skip in the night also, you won't sleep properly. So you should not skip the food. Why? Because food gives us energy. We eat a variety of food every day. We eat a variety of food. Have you ever thought where and how this food is grown? So we eat different types of vegetables like rabanana, like lady's finger, like tomatoes, potatoes, brinjal, leafy vegetables. So these are vegetables and fruits like apple, banana, pears, grapes, watermelon. These are the fruits. And we also eat the cereals, millets, pulses. All these are the plant products, children. And here, food is grown in the fields by farmers. So, where this food is grown? This food is grown in the fields by farmers. Let us study the process of growing crops. Okay. See, children, the first one is growing crops. Growing crops. The land where plants are grown is called a field. So, the land where crops are grown. The land where crops are grown is called a field. See, children, this is very important. So, what is field? So, it is a place on the land where the crops are grown. It might be of any crop like vegetables or cereals or millets or fruits, whatever. So, the farmers requires a land to grow the crop, that is called as a field. Plants that are grown and tended in a field. The plants that are grown and tended in a field are called crops. So, what are crops? Plants that are grown and tended in a field. That means you know that farmers require a place to grow the crops is called field. Then what are crops? So the plants that are grown in a field are called as crops. All crops cannot be grown everywhere and all the time. So this is very important, children. If you will observe, some crops are grown in some particular soils only or particular land only. Yes or no? And some crops, for example, if you take apples, apples are famous in which part in our country? Yes, Shimla. Yes or no? Like that, if you go for cashew nuts, okay, those are famous in one place, and like some vegetables are famous in one place, like rice is famous in one place. That means land is required, no doubt in that, but the particular type of land is suitable for particular type of crop to grow. Then what is there in that land? Soil. What is that, children? Soil. And here the statement is all crops cannot be grown everywhere and all the time also. The time is also very important. So some crops are grown in spring season, some crops are grown in rainy season, some crops are grown in winter season. Okay. So they are grown according to the climate. So the factors, they are grown according to the climate. So as I told you that not all the crops are grown in same place. All crops cannot be grown everywhere and all the time. They are grown according to the climate, nature of soil. Next one is nature of soil. This is very important, children. The soil nature is very important. And next one, availability of water. So you know that water plays a key role to raise the crop. So here availability of water. So these are the three things. One is climate, second one is nature of soil, Third one is availability of water. Plays a key role. Wheat, rice and other grains are used to make different dishes. So you know that with the help of wheat, we can make different dishes like chapati, puri, or etc. And even bread also. Next one, rice. So with the help of rice, you can make dosa. Okay, you can make rice and so many items also. And other grains are also used to make different dishes. So wheat is ground into flour. So you know that the wheat flour which is called as atta, Ashirwad atta, like that will be sold in the markets or kirana stores. Okay. So here the wheat will be grounded to flour to make chapatis, dalia, cakes, naan, biscuits, etc. So this is very interesting thing that the biscuits we eat, the naan we eat. Children, do you like naan? Yes, the chapatis and the puri and here cakes, all these are made from wheat only. Rice is used to make pulao. So rice is used to make pulao, like vegetable pulao, non-veg pulao, like chicken pulao, mutton pulao. Okay. And next one is idlis. Idli is a common breakfast. So many people will eat. It is very soft and light breakfast, children. And poha. So this is also a food item. So these three, pulao, idlis and poha, are made from rice. From wheat, chapatis, cakes. Next one is dalia, naan, biscuits, etc. So these are the different food items that can be made from wheat and rice. Okay. Children, see, the second one is, first one we have seen growing crops. Yes or no? Next one is steps in farming. So we know that farmers work hard to raise any crop. So they have to depend on the nature of the soil, they have to depend on the climatic conditions and mainly rain. Yes, water is very important. So here in that case, there are several steps in farming. First one is ploughing. P-L-O-U-G-H-I-N-G. What is this, children? Ploughing. Children, have you seen any time in your villages farmers ploughing the field? Usually there are two types. Either they will do manually by holding that plough, or nowadays as the technology is developed, farmers are using tractors. What are the, children? Tractors. So if they do manually, they will do with the ox or male buffaloes. Yes or no? But now the technology is developed, and if they will use the tractors, and it takes very less time to plough the field. Okay. So here ploughing, the process of loosening and turning soil. Yes, they have to lose the soil first. Why they have to lose the soil means, if they will throw the seeds or disperse the seeds, okay, the seeds will be distributed in entire field uniformly. At the same time, even when we pour water also, if we plough the field, the water will go deep. That is the reason the farmers will plough the field. And at the same time, they will here, if anything is there, like large stones also comes out if you plough the field. So here, what is ploughing? The process of loosening. The process of loosening. The process of loosening. The process of loosening and turning. And turning soil. The process of loosening and turning soil is called ploughing. It makes soil airy so that the air can enter inside. Even plants also require oxygen. That is why if you plow the field, the air can enter inside. So it makes the soil airy so that the roots of the plants grown in it are able to creep deeper and breathe. So for example, here see children. So this is the out surface of the field. Okay, if you plow the field, usually the roots will be present. The roots will be present like this, and this is stem like this. Here see children. So if you plow the field, the roots will go deeper, and so that the soil will be loosened. The soil will be loosened, and the air will be entering inside, and the respiration will be good. They will take the deep breath. Okay, the roots are very, very important. Roots fix the plant. Even the roots also require the air. If the roots are superficial, if they won't go deep, they can't take the air properly. So the roots go deep into the soil. So in order to go that much depth, the farmers have to plow the field. Plowing improves the water holding capacity of the soil. So first one is breathing. Second one is uses of plowing children. Second one is water holding capacity. Water holding capacity. So if you plow the field, no doubt that the water will be entering into the deep where the roots are there, and the soil will hold the water also. And next one, it also uproot weeds and kill them. So next one is uproot weeds. What are weeds children? Weeds are unwanted plants. So what are weeds? Weeds, I'm writing here, weeds are unwanted plants. Actually those plants are not wanted. So they should be uprooted. Why they should be uprooted children? If weeds are present, if the unwanted plants are present there, then if you pour the water, the weeds also take. If you supply the nutrients, the weeds also take. And oxygen, the weeds also take. And these weeds will compete with the useful plants. So that is why those unwanted plants should be removed. So if you do plowing properly, the weeds will come out, the water will go inside, the air will go inside. And next one, small fields are plowed with the help of the animal like oxen, while large fields are plowed by tractors. I told you clearly. So that by oxen means the male cows. Okay, so how oxen, small fields. If the field is small, no problem, we can plow with the help of oxen. If the field is large, then go for tractor. So large fields are plowed with the help of tractor, small fields are plowed with the help of oxen. So here small fields are plowed with the help of animals like oxen, while large fields are plowed by tractors. And now you can see the pictures there, plowing. So the tractor, and next one is leveling and sowing. So first one is plowing. Only we are discussing children. A wooden or iron plow is used for plowing. So usually a wooden or iron, you can use any one, a wooden plow or iron plow. So wooden or iron plow is used for plowing. So this plow will be tied to the or fixed to the animals when you will do manually, or it can be fixed to a tractor when you go for large field. So a plow is a tool with metal blades that turns over and breaks up the soil. So usually the plow will be like this children. Here see the plow will be so here one side the farmers can hold, and to the other side here these are attached like this. Okay, like this will be attached. So that the farmers will hold with the help of one hand, and then here the blades will be there, children. And if the animal is not there, if the animal is not there, here see the animals are attached here. If the animals are not there, this can be directly tied to tractor. So a plow is a tool with metal blades that turns over and breaks up the soil. So these blades will break the large humps of stones will be there, no children. This will be broken. After plowing, the soil is leveled with the help of leveler. See children. So after plowing, you will find several ups and downs like ridges and grooves. The ridges are ups, so like this, several ups and downs will be there. So okay, this is up and this is down, this is up, this is down. So that it will be not good if the ups and downs are there. That should be level. Then what they will use? A leveler will be there. Usually this leveler we can see in the cricket ground also, children, to level the field, to level the grass. And next one, leveling prevents the soil from being eroded by wind and water. Yes, when so much wind is there, what will happen if ups and downs are there and the upper portion will be removed? That is called erosion. Erosion means removal of the topmost layer, and water also. It also helps in equal distribution of water. So leveling, the uses of leveling is, one is it prevents the erosion. It prevents the, here see, it prevents the soil erosion. And next one is, what is the next one, children? Equal distribution of water. Equal distribution of water. So this is the use of plowing. So here you can see plowing, leveling and sowing. Okay. Children, we have seen that first of all we have to plow the field. Second one, we have to level the field. And third one is sowing the seeds. Sowing is the process of planting seeds in the soil. So it is the process of planting seeds in the soil. So seeds, you can see, children, for every plant, in order to raise the crop, the small seeds are very important. Those seeds should be dispersed. It is either done by hands or with the help of a seed drill. Usually the farmers will throw the seeds into the field with the help of the hands like this, or they can use seed drill. This is also a machine. After sowing, a wooden board is drawn over the field to cover the scattered seed. So a wooden board, what is this, children? A wooden board. So this wooden board is drawn over the field. So after throwing or after dispersal of the seeds will be distributed unevenly. So to scatter the seeds to the entire field, a wooden board is used as like a leveler. So here next one is removing weeds. I told you clearly that the weeds are what, children? Unwanted plants. They are not required. If the weeds are there, if you won't take the weeds, if you won't remove the weeds, if you won't uproot the weeds, then for the crop usually we will pour the water. That water will be taken by the weeds. Then that is a loss for our crop, no? At the same time, you will supply the nutrients, and those nutrients also taken by these weeds. Then our crop won't get the proper nutrients. That is why this unwanted plant should be removed. So let us see that. So removing weeds. Once the seed germinate, so you know that any seed, after pouring water properly, the seeds will germinate and crops start growing. So here, once the seeds germinate, so what will happen? What will happen, children? Yes, the crop starts growing. It is necessary to discard. Discard means to remove, okay, or throw unwanted plants that grow along with the crop. They hamper the growth of the plants. They stop the growth of the plants if the weeds are there. How they stop the growth of the plants? They take the water, they take the air, they take the nutrients. So these unwanted plants are called weeds. They are removed by manual pulling. If you will observe any weed, you can just pull with the help of your hand. That is called manual pulling, or by using a trowel or a harrow. So you can use trowel or a weed harrow. Okay, by using this also you can remove. Either you can pick up the unwanted plants manually, or if you want to go for a machine, you can go for a trowel or harrow. They also be discarded by using chemicals known as weedicides. Sometimes the farmers use the chemicals to kill the unwanted plants. These are called as weedicides. What are weedicides, children? So weedicides are the chemicals which kill the weeds. Here only the name is there, weedicide. Weedicide means weed side. So that is a chemical which kill the weeds. What are weeds? Weeds are unwanted plants. Why they should be discarded or removed? If the weeds are there, they hamper the growth of the plant by taking oxygen, by taking water, by taking nutrients. So that is why they should be removed. Okay. Children, so far we have seen plowing. Second one is leveling. Third one is sowing. Now let's see the fourth one, irrigation, which is very, very, very important to raise a crop. Irrigation means nothing but supplying of water to the crop field. What is that, children? Supplying of water. Can you raise any crop without water, children? Leave that total crop or field. If you want to grow a small rose plant in your house, then you have to water that plant daily. Yes or no? Then you are going for a large quantity of a crop. Then water is very, very essential. So without water, we can't live. Without water, animals can't live. At the same time, without water, plants also cannot survive. So here, irrigation is done to supply water to crops. So irrigation is nothing but supplying of water to crops. Supplying of water to crops in the fields. So here, what are the sources then? How that much large quantity of water? We can't we can't pour the large quantity of crop with the help of a mug. Yes or no? Or with the help of bucket? No. Then what you have to do? The source will be very large. So what are the sources? Either from wells. Some villages use well water for agriculture. Some villages use canals. Now in the figure you can see the canal. So this is the canal. And through channels. So the way how the water stream will go, that is called as channel. And sprinklers. Children, have you ever visited to zoo park or any park? You can see the sprinklers like this. The water will be there, and here this way, that will rotate like this, and the water will be sprinkled to cover the field. That is called as sprinkler. So either wells, canals and sprinklers. Irrigation can be done using animals like bullocks. So like bullocks also the irrigation can be done. So with the help of the bullocks, yes, we can supply the water or by using pumps. By using pumps. So this is how we can supply water to the crop. That is called as irrigation. Okay.